Good morning and welcome to our Animal Care and Agriculture Open Event webinar. I'll shortly be handing you over to Anissa Kiani, who is the Head of Department for Animal and Agriculture, Land-Based Industries, who will be delivering a short presentation. We will have a live Q&A session at the end of the presentation, so please type any questions you have in the chat box. This webinar will be recorded and available to view on our website at a later date. So I'd now like to hand you over to Anissa.
Hello and good morning, everybody. My name is Anissa Kiani and I'm the Head of Department for Land-Based Industries, and this virtual open event is for animal care and agriculture. So hopefully today we'll be able to give you a little bit of insight of our courses. As Nadia's just mentioned before, if there are any questions, please use the chat functionality and you'll have the opportunity to ask us any questions at the end. So here we go. So Oaklands College have award-winning facilities set with acres of wide open countryside. There's award-winning restaurants, multi-sports hall, gym facilities, and we're very, very proud of our Habitat Animal Centre. We're also very proud to have our zoo license. So if you do get the opportunity to come and study animal care with us, you'll be able to see our Habitat Animal Centre, Equestrian Centre, and also our farm. We've got a range of animals, whether it's lemurs, whether it's gulls, alpacas. There's a range of animals that you will be able to have the skills ability to work on feeding, accommodation, handling, behaviour training, and we'll learn a range of skills to get you prepared for your next steps. As mentioned before, in our Habitat Centre is fully functioned with small zoo with exotic animals ranging from meerkats and iguanas. Our on-site working farm has over 500 acres of farmland, including arable grassland and a working farm. The courses that we have to offer. So our courses range from entry 3 all the way up to level 3. So these are, as you can see on the side, these are our teaching team who are industry specialists that have a range of specialist skills, working in the industry and here to be able to give you all the knowledge that you need to prepare you for your next steps. So whether you want to be a zoologist or whether you want to go into becoming a farm handler or a farm technician, or you want to go into the RSPCA, our courses will prepare you for those next steps, and our industry specialist staff will make sure that you will have the right skills to make sure that you get your desired next step in career progression. So at Oaklands College, we're not just about here in terms of giving you your qualification. What we want to do is prepare you for that dream job that you desire to go into. We constantly look at what the industry demands are, and we based our curriculum and all the skills and developments that you need within those lessons to prepare you to be ready in terms of the employment that you want to progress onto. We work with a bank of employers that give us the opportunity to get you work experience and those external opportunities that you would need that would look really good on your CV, and especially when you will apply for future jobs in the future. So what qualification is right for you? That will really depend on your entry requirements. Your entry requirements will determine the level that you go on to. So if you had completely no formal requirements at all, you would go onto our entry program. However, to get onto our higher level 3 technical programs, you would need at least 4 GCSEs grade 4C and above, including math, science and English. There's a lot of science involved in our animal care and agriculture courses. And it's very, very important that in terms of if you did want to aim onto our level 3 courses, that you had your maths, English and your science. However, if you did not meet expectations for your GCSEs, we then do have our level 1 and level 2, and you would have to then complete a part of your study program, your GCSE that you weren't able to complete, in order for you to then progress onto our level 3 program. So earlier I mentioned the study program. So what is a study program? A study program is a nationally recognised qualification in the subject of your choice, so whether that's animal care or agriculture. As I explained in my previous slide, that you'll be able to do your maths and English. So if you do not meet your maths and English at GCSE, you'll have the opportunity to do them at college alongside with your vocational course. This will be a compulsory part of your qualification. So those of you that are studying your GCSEs this year, I would really advise that you try your absolute best to make sure that you get your GCSEs this year so you can go straight onto our level 3 programs. For those of you that think or are worried that you may not get your GCSE results in terms of your predictions, do not worry. We will be able to offer you the GCSE support whilst you're at college. It will just then you will be able to then decide whether you go onto a level 2 or a level 1 based on your entry requirements. Part of your study program is also work experience. What we want to do is make sure our students are ready to go into work. They get those professional standards, they get that experience they need for their next steps. So every student, depending on the level that they're on, will have to do a minimum of 20 to 40 hours of work experience. However, on our animal care and agriculture courses, I can confirm that the unit module for work experience is a lot longer. So it's not just 20 to 40 hours. It ranges anything between 100 or 150 hours based on the level that you do. This can be internal and external work experience placement. So our level 1 and entry 3 students will do work experience on our pod sessions, and that will be on site in our habitat and on our farm. Our level 2 and our level 3 students will work with external work placement places, whether that's Whipsnade Zoo, whether that is a range of employers that we work with. So we have excellent links that we've developed with local companies over the years. So we will support you with that, and you will take that ownership of getting that extra experience. Also part of your study program, because we're at Oaklands College, it's not just about you getting your vocational course, it's also about your personal development skills. It's looking at healthy lifestyles, staying safe online, career advice and guidance, mental health workshops to support your progression. Learning and lessons. So study programs are full-time courses. Students need to be engaged in a learning 5 days a week. So although you'll be timetabled on your program for 2.5 or 3 days, you will be expected to do some level of independent and directed study and studying online with the tasks set by your tutors. The courses are assignment and exam-based questions. So depending on the level of course that you are doing, it would be based on you would have a range of mock exams, you would have assignments, and you will have externally set exams, again, based on the level that you go on to. The coursework will be specific, and deadlines must be met for submission. So especially students that are wanting to then go on to HE, our whole focus is that you show that readiness to learn and you're able to meet your submission deadlines. The lessons are tutor-led presentations, practical sessions, and group and individual activities. We also have a range of virtual learning environment, which is called Canvas, where all your lessons will be online, all your lesson resources will be available online. So for whatever reason, if you were unable to attend based on a medical appointment, you're able to go back to that session and get the resources that you need to make sure that it hasn't had an impact on your learning. We also have an Oaklands app. It's a brand new college app available for students. It's really good to get all the information or key messages that you're able to download, such as your ILP, look at what targets have been set. So it's a very informative app that will support you whilst you're learning at Oaklands College. So student support. All students will have a personal tutor, and their job will be to regularly monitor you and progress and update your ProPortal. ProPortal also can be accessed by your parents, and they can also check your progress of how you are meeting your targets, what deadlines you may have, if there are any causes for concerns. We also have student advisors. Our student advising teams are brilliant at supporting and providing support with welfare and support and advice. We also offer support with financial support for those who need it, and we keep regular contact with parents and carers to make sure that they are up to date with how your progress is. You also will have the discounted travel scheme for £1 a day. So those of you that are travelling via the bus routes that will come to Oaklands College, you'll have the opportunity to get a discounted rate. So that will really support you in terms of your travel arrangements. Again, work experience, like I mentioned before, Oaklands College has a team of dedicated employability mentors who help and support achieve valuable and relevant work experience placement. All students are required to complete work experience. This is mandatory. So our student successes. I would like now to invite, hopefully his mic is switched on, our Senior Coordinator for Animal Care, James Calder, to talk a little bit about our student successes and give us an example for one of our students that have studied at Oaklands College and how they've progressed on to. James.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Lisa. Okay, morning, everyone. Yeah, our example students here that you can see, we've got Helen on the left, who progressed through from level 2 up to level 3 and then went on to complete a foundation degree in animal management, and she has found employment in the industry working at a petting farm. Miles in the middle again progressed through, and he has ended up working with therapy dogs, guide dogs. That was his main interest, and through his studies he achieved that. And Evan on the right there, again, he started at level 2, progressed through to level 3 and 4, and is working with his focus is reptiles, and he had an interest in developing enclosures, working with plants and things like that. So yeah, a lot of our students do achieve employment following their studies at Oaklands.
Thanks a lot very much, James. So all students are required to wear uniform as part of their PPE. So this is mandatory. So all courses, whether it's animal management, whether it's agriculture, the uniform helps towards working towards safeguarding and prepare students for the working environment. So those of you that will be going into the associate industries, it will be really, really beneficial for you to get into that mindset of wearing that uniform, especially in the current climate where you know, health and safety is really, really important. This uniform can be purchased through our partner company that work with us, ARCO, and the website is very competitively priced. So although there's a user guide that is available on here, if you've got any further questions in terms of how to get the uniform, it is available on in this PowerPoint, and we'll give further guidance on our website as well. Okay. So 6 steps to starting at Oaklands College. So start your course in September. Enroll at end of August. We will be in contact nearer the time with information. Receive grades results from school. Please check your email for an offer, and our admissions teams will review your application. I'll now pass you over back to, I think I did that in the wrong way around. I did that. Sorry, it's apply for the course. Our admissions teams will review your application. Please check your email for an offer. Receive grade results from school. Enrollment will end in August. We will be in contact nearer the time with information, and your courses will start in September. And I'll pass you back to our marketing team that will be able to then handle the Q&A.
Hello, everybody again. Now, if you just checking if we've had any questions in. We've had one question in from Freya saying, if I don't achieve 4s in English and maths, will this prevent me doing these courses?
So no, Freya, it won't prevent you from doing the course. Depending on what your GCSE result is, we will enroll you according to that level. So for example, if you got no GCSEs, we will put you on the Entry 3 program and you would complete functional skills. If you received 2 out of 3 GCSEs, then you could be enrolled onto our level 1 program. And if you got 3 grade Ds, and then you can go onto our level 2 program and then complete your GCSEs whilst you're doing your level 2. Hope that answered your question.
Okay, when can we apply for college? I think I can answer that. Applications are open now. If you go to our website, you will see you select the course from the website and you can apply directly there. If you have any problems online, we do have application forms available and we can supply those. Our contact centre can supply those to you. Any more questions? If anybody wants to put questions in the live chat, we can go through. Can I sign up for a course when I haven't got my GCSE results yet? Yes, you can. We ask you for predicted grades, but yes, you can absolutely sign up for a course now. Another course question. If taking triple science, do I need to pass all 3 sciences or will one be okay?
I'll let James answer this with the triple sciences.
Yeah, no problem. There is a heavy slant to biology, so that would be the priority science, but it would depend on what you wanted to go into. For example, because if you're aiming towards the vet industry, they do ask for all the sciences. But if you could evidence that biology was a grade 4 or above, then that would be your main one to go for. But physics and chemistry, they do have elements that are useful, but yeah, as I say, it is heavily biology.
Okay, I have another question. If taking triple science, do I need to pass all 3 sciences, or will one be okay?
It's the same response as what James has just said earlier. So although it is heavily biology focused, the courses, however, if you did want to go into veterinary, then you would be required to do all 3.
Okay, one question, what is the application process for students with EHCPs?
So any student that's on EHCP, you would meet with our EHCP team first. They would review what your plan is and to see whether the vocational offer that we've got would support the application. It's a very supportive process. We'll look at in terms of any accommodations we can make and any adjustments we can make, and then that once our team that work with you feel like yes, we can accommodate the plan, then it comes to us as a curriculum team, and we'll work collectively together to make sure that transition is very smooth.
Okay, another question, do you find work experience placements for students?
So for our entry 3 and level 1, students do internal work experience, so that's on site on our farm and on our habitat. However, for level 2 and level 3, although we have a range of a list of employers, we expect students to take that ownership to prepare them for the world of work. Because if you, in terms of next steps, if you were going to apply for a job, you would do that. So we would use this as a mock exercise for you to actually apply. That would be part of your readiness to learn, to show that you're able to make that contact, to show that you've got really good communication skills. So we would really expect the student to make that initial application to the work experience placement. If students struggle, then of course we will have a bank of employers that we will be able to contact for you, and we will be able to give you recommendations of, if you're unable to find a placement, we'll be able to give you those recommendations of where to look. So yeah.
Okay, could you tell us a little bit more about what is covered on the courses?
So in terms of the courses, depending again on the level, so it's a range of, so you're looking at handling, behavior, training, feeding, accommodation. And I think when it goes on to your level 3 course, I'm going to pass this over to James, because he'll be able to explain in intense details of what the level 3 courses look at. So James,
yeah. Okay, so the level 3 it's a technical diploma in animal management, so it is a holistic approach, but the units covered range from health and safety aspects. As Anissa mentioned, there's a work experience module which prepares you for applying. We look at animal health and husbandry, biology, animal nutrition, animal behaviours. They're the core units which are assessed via an exam or a series of practical and written assessments called synoptics. So the approach to the studies is it's holistically, so all the units will overlap and interweave with each other. So if you're discussing, say, behaviour, for example, we might look at some of the biological triggers of behaviour overlapping those 2 subjects. On top of your theory elements, there is a practical session as well, which again addresses some of the content, such as preparing diets for animals, observing behaviour, developing handling skills, carrying out health checks. So it's a big scope that all links together.
Okay, James, another one about that. How much of the course is practical? How much is class-based?
It's a mixture. With, as we've said, there is a designated practical slot, but the expectation is that students conduct theory lessons, and then they put that theory into practice. So we will be looking at, say, health problems in animals or nutritional deficiencies, and then whilst they're then offering the food to that animal, they can be reflecting on that knowledge. It does depend on the subject really, because it can be, you could be building up to a session looking at the theory of something. So for example, behaviour, you might observe video footage of horses, but then we will have the opportunity to go out maybe into the paddocks, onto the equine yard, for example, and observe in the flesh, which is more of a practical approach to it. So again, it sort of overlaps. The two elements of practice and theory overlap each other, but there is plenty of opportunity to work with animals hands-on whilst developing the knowledge, the theoretical knowledge to be able to apply that, if that makes sense.
I can sort of talk about in terms of ratio-wise on a timetable how much practical it will be. So on your 2.5 days, your half a day, one of the sessions would be a practical session. So I would say out of your 9 lessons, 1 lesson would be a practical, simply because of the range of animals that we've got and the amount of groups that we've got is making sure there's only so much that you can handle and feed the animals. So in terms of the welfare of our animals as well, the practical slot is about 1.5 hours to 2 hours a week. And 3 hours if you're entry 3 and level 1. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Another question's come in. I have dyslexia. Is there support for this on the course?
Absolutely. So any sort of additional learning needs or difficulties, we have a fantastic ILS team that are able to sort of, when you come in and you fill in your application, one thing is really would be useful is you fill in as much as information, because then that will give us the teaching staff information of how they need to alter their planning. It also gives us like a better idea of what support we need to put in place. So there's different types of support. So if you're on an education health plan, you'd get one-to-one support in class. If it doesn't require one-to-one and it actually is just a matter of booking a LRC coach, which is you can either self-refer yourself or your tutors can refer you, which will be a one-to-one, which could be, it could be face-to-face and virtual, where you can get a 1 hour slot going through with somebody that can break down and looking at studying skills and giving you that extra support with your dyslexia. Also, our teaching staff are given regular CPD in terms of what they can do to amend their handouts, their resources, to make sure that you have all the support that you need with any challenges that you may be facing with your work.
Okay, I think you covered this in your presentation, Anissa, but question, what animals are involved in the course?
Oh, a range of animals, some animals that I can't even name, a range of animals. So we've got exotic animals, we've got, you know, a range of like farm animals, we've got a range of, we're proud to say we've got a zoo license, and in order to have a zoo license, you do have to have a wide range of animals. So we've got, hang on, I'm just trying to think. So we've got a range of spiders, we've got a range of snakes, we've got lemurs, meerkats, we have got, on our farm, we've got goats, we've got sheep, we've got the British cows, we've got alpacas, we've got chickens, we've got, just trying to think. Oh, there's like, you know, yeah, our marmosets, we've got, you know, we've got rabbits, we've got lemurs, we've got a range of animals. I've got to say, very proud. And we also got Tank. So Tank is our 52, he's probably turned 53 this year, our 53-year-old Tank, who is our turtle, who he's our living pride of Habitat. He's got a beautiful enclosure, which we're at the moment in the process of developing, because I think we want to have a butterfly sanctuary within his enclosure. So we're regularly updating the range of animals that we can get on site, and that is part of keeping our zoo license.
Okay, another question, how many courses can we do at college?
Okay, so on a full-time program, you would only be doing your vocational course and your study program unless you're an academy student. But the academy student, it's a different process in terms of your application. It really depends. We would have to look at it case by case. So these are our residential students that can apply to be part of our academies, and then alongside that, whether they want to do a course with us. But in order to have that sort of amount of work and that flexibility is on a case by case. Other than that, it would be one course because it's a full-time course. As explained, you might be only timetable 3 days a week on site. There's an expectation of you to be doing independent learning and actually assessments and assignments that are set. So I would say in a reasonable time it's one course. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Anissa. Another question, will we be wearing uniforms all the time?
Not all the time. So the uniforms are only compulsory for and mandatory for your practical sessions. That's again is to have that whole professional standards when you're handling the animals. It's to keep the animals safe, it's to keep you safe. So you wouldn't be wearing them at all times, only for practical duties. And we have lockers and we have arrangements in terms of when you come in the sessions where you get changed, or you can wear them from, like you can wear your uniform from home for that day if you know that you've got practicals.
Okay, and finally, I think the website suggests 2 weeks of volunteering experience. If you can't get this due to COVID, will it impact my application?
So it will. So we would take it on a case by case. So even if you don't have external work experience working with animals, it could be that you've got experience with your own pets. And obviously, we would prefer you to. So it's a desired. It's not compulsory. It's desired. Mainly, if you're going into looking at level 3, is something that we would expect you to have had experience of handling and working with a range of animals. Only simply because level 3 is focused a lot more theoretical, and you would need to know that knowledge. However, I must add that if any of you do apply for the course and you're on a level where you feel like we will take you through a 6-point review plan. What that is, it will give us the ability to look at your maths and English ability, your vocational ability, your skills knowledge, your digital literacy, your attendance and monitoring, and we will see how you're progressing. If we feel like you are not meeting expectations, then we will look at whether you need to move a level down. Equally, if you are exceeding expectations and you're put into a level 2 program and we think, actually, you know what, you're exceeding, we will look at moving you up. So I would say the experience is valuable if you need it. We are going to take on a case by case because obviously we understand COVID is not in anybody's control, but you would have that opportunity in the first 6 weeks to be able to move up or down a level based on how you progress on.
Okay, lovely, thank you. And our final question, I think. I'm interested in parrots. Do you keep them at the college?
Oh, I don't think we've got a parrot. I don't think. I think we've got a range of animals, but that's not the animals that we've got at the moment. I think we are still in the process of developing certain areas of the animal family, but I don't think we've got a parrot. Something that we could look. We used to have a peacock. We did. Peacock, but it's something that we'll be looking at. So we do regularly in our focus group meetings of students with the range of animals they would like to work on, and we try updating and try getting more range of animals. Yeah. Lovely.
Thank you, Anissa. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Nothing. Just in terms of if you feel like we haven't covered enough, like in terms of the content, if you've got any further questions, please use the chat functionality. Our marketing team will contact us and we'll be able to answer them. And we really look forward for you to come into Oaklands College.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you for listening. If we haven't managed to answer all your questions on this chat, there is a live chat function on the main website, and we do have a team on there specifically if you have any questions about dyslexia, EHCPs. We have our ILS team are available on the main live chat function on the website. So we hope you found this webinar helpful, and thank you for listening. If you'd like to join another webinar or to find out about any other subject areas, please return to our virtual open day page, either using the same link in your email or going via our website. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.